Troester is a family-owned company, 132 years old, and we were and are successful. So I want to continue on what made us successful, add some digitization, and make sure that we always have the best people in all of our locations. From my short perspective, there was one drastic change with silica being used heavily in tires, and now there is a big change coming with EV tires.
Right.
Tires for EV vehicles, and we also need to adapt our technology in our machines to this change.
Okay.
So there's new compounds, there is a different amount of compounds being used per tire, and we have the feeling that also the lot sizes are getting smaller to have kind of customized tires for each EV vehicle depending on the battery position. So we need to have our machines ready for more changes, less scrap, and being more flexible. So for the business, we always focus on our customers and follow our customers to the markets they are active. For us, one key is we want to keep the key component manufacturing always in Hanover in Germany. We do this now for over 100 years. It's successful. We want to continue this. We want to have a strong manufacturing base in Germany where we make all the know-how parts. And I think the markets, the big markets in the next years will be, of course, India, and then North and South America. That's where we see the most growth. And we need to be present in these markets. So in India, we opened office 1.5 years ago with Saravana Kumar as our experienced leader. Then we also opened an office, a smaller scale office in Mexico to have a presence in the Spanish-speaking community and also have startup and service engineers available in this market. And we are also increasing our presence in the US, which we already have for a long time. But we also, for example, there we make many more spare parts available for our customers. And we're also going in a stronger service focus. So in China, we already have for more than 20 years a presence in Shanghai, including downstream manufacturing and a big service location under strong leadership of Dr. Peng. He is with us for many, many years. And we are very successful in China. And also in the last year, we could secure some big orders from Chinese customers. What we see now is that, of course, China has a strong local market, but also China is expanding in other regions in the world. Like we also have now a strong presence, for example, in Serbia to enter the European market. In India, our focus is we now have around 25 people very strong in service. So we want to grow even their numbers to have a higher presence for our customers. And we also want to train our Indian colleagues to give a world-class service to our customers. Then in the next step, we want to make spare parts more readily and easily available in India. And Saravana Kumar and the colleagues are working on a strategy. It's almost finished, and we would inform our Indian customers in the very near future. For the assembly, we have a very, very strong partner in India with TechFab for downstream equipment. We have an excellent cooperation, and we would like to keep that. We are able to solve their problems permanently and fast. So we have a fast response if customers need us, and we are able to identify the problem quickly and then solve it. And there we need to, of course, improve. That's why we have a strong focus on getting good people on board and training them. So we hire really a lot of people in India, but also in Germany, here in our headquarters. We hired more than 150 people in the last 1.5 years. So we also have a strong growth there. And again, this week in total, I already signed 4 new contracts for service people, Germans being here and then also able to send them abroad. So we really want to that's one of the initiatives we have, is we need to get stronger in service, because everybody is getting used to get the Amazon-like service. I think it's the long-term experience we have in this field, doing this really for more than 100 years, and the commitment to never let a customer down. I think that's what our customers really value. They know we never run away. If there's a problem, we will always solve the problem. Maybe it takes sometimes a bit longer than we wish, but we're always there. We never let anybody down. Okay. And we have, what we hear from customers is that we have a very solid performance and a very high quality out. I think it's multiple challenges. One thing is digitization. So you need to have modern automation systems, you need to be AI ready, so all these kind of things. You need to collect your data, be able to analyze your data. On premises, also important. Then also customers want us to be in the countries they are active. With again, a very strong service presence. So if they have a problem, they want somebody there in short time. They're not accepting anymore that we maybe need to fly somebody from Germany to the country and then fix the problem. So we need to be readily available. There also, it's even possible that we say we have a person locally and then support with an expert from Germany on site via online tools. This is important. And then another big change is very quick startup times. So you need to deliver the machines ready, plug and play. Very, very short startup times. That's what is requested. So one thing is this so-called digital twin. So basically you have a 3D model of your machine, including every sensoric, every screw, every movement. So this helps you to test your programs we write upfront. This helps our customers, they can train their personnel on our equipment before the equipment is standing there. This is one thing. Then, for example, what we also did is we have 3D models. You can walk in with VR. In all of our machines, they are 3D. So we had customers here and they check the ergonomics. Can our people reach the screw? Is the podest high enough? So this we can all test now in reality. So you feel like we're walking around in the machine or on the real machine. Then, of course, modern controls to reduce scrap. When you have, very often you need to change the mix or the recipe. If you have very frequent recipe changes, you want to have low scrap, and there digitization and application of algorithms can help you. Okay. So that's some examples of what we can do. And then, of course, going in the direction of sustainability, it can help you to manage the energy consumption of your machine. I think, of course, every time you reduce scrap, you reduce the CO2 footprint because you don't need to redo the thing. That's one thing. The other thing is that's in discussion with customers is in the past maybe there was a trend to always have the drives ready for anything which could happen. Smaller drives will use less energy, or the right drive size. So you need to talk to the customers to not over-dimension or oversize the drives. That's, for example, one thing, what we are also actively doing. And then in Troester, we analyzed our CO2 footprint. And for us, we have basically 3 main categories where we have our CO2 footprint. And the biggest footprint is our materials we buy. So we are in active discussion with our suppliers to reduce the CO2 footprint of our supplies. Because if we build a machine, it already has a given CO2 footprint. From the materials you buy, from the steel you buy. Then, for example, the second biggest emission we have is from heating all the buildings here. And we already have one of the largest photovoltaic installations in Hanover on our manufacturing buildings. And now this year we are starting to make all of our buildings here energy fit. It's a big investment for us, and while doing this, we also will double the size of our photovoltaic system. So that's our second emission. And the third emission is all of our employees coming to work. And there we are offering home office. So we have to come less often to work or working from home. Then we have bicycles for all of the employees subsidized. We subsidize the public transport. And we also now made a policy that all new company vehicles need to be electric. Okay. So we are really working very, very hard on sustainability. So I think one upgradation, of course, is new controls, because the two major control suppliers, they at a certain time they always don't service the old version. So then you need to upgrade your controls. This is one of the frequent upgrades we have to do. Then with all the global changes, we have quite frequent machine relocations, which then also involve upgrading the existing equipment. And then what we want to do more locally, be it in India or be it in the US, is maintenance on the aggregates. Okay. For example, grinding of heads and all these kind of things. This we want to do now more locally. There we have an initiative running. So what we try is in fields where we currently or in the past only had one supplier, we're actively building up alternatives. So this is one thing we learned. So our purchasing team, engineering team is very, very focused on reducing single sources. Okay. So this is one thing we learned. The other thing we learned is that the biggest problems we had with electronic supplies, electronic parts, control parts. So there are the big three electronic parts suppliers are all going on opening up their systems. So that basically you could, in the future you can use Rockwell and Siemens independently from each other. So you can use a Siemens part instead of a Rockwell and a Rockwell instead of a Siemens part. And this is what they all promise to open up. So what we want to do is to have one communication protocol, it's OPC-UA, and with this we would have the same language for all the controls to use them independently. It's going towards, also with the CO2 footprint, every kilogram of material you're not using is reducing the CO2 footprint. So it's going in the direction of leaner machines. On the other hand, our customers have very individual wishes, and it's also our strength to fulfill these individual wishes. So there will be not one standard machine for everyone. I think it's a strength we developed, that we can do that. Okay, it's also differentiating us from competition. I think for us the target is to be the highest performing partner of our customers. We want to be the innovation leader, and we want to do this with solid financials, as we need this to provide all these things. But from a revenue target, of course we want to grow, but it's not that we have crazy targets. So you will see smarter steel. Okay. So we will come on the digitization front, and on user interfaces we will get stronger. We are also having a new product on cybersecurity in the OT side, so basically checking all of the machines if they are cyber secure or not. Not the company, the machine. Okay. And then, of course, we always work on having better quality and having a very sound solution for our customers.